Hey there, Ronnie here. Real quick before we get into the main episode, I just want to let you know that early bird registration for the Redefined Network Marketing event happening May 4, 5, and 6 is now open. That's right. You can register at ronniecruz.com/redefine. I'm going to be teaching you everything that I've learned about online marketing in the last year and a half so that you can take your business online, on social media, and build massive, massive success into this next decade and beyond. Again, you can go to ronniecruz.com/redefine. You're going to get an early bird pricing. Don't wait because this early bird registration is going to expire. Make sure you register today. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast. All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about exclusivity in your business and whether or not you should use it, right? Whether or not you should use it as a tactic, employ it as a strategy. I think there are pros and cons, for sure, pros and cons. And I've seen exclusivity be used effectively, incredibly effectively. I've seen exclusivity go completely south, right? Go completely south. All right, so let's start with the cons, and I think this is important to hear first because there's a natural tendency to want to lean into exclusivity, right? Because that's it gets people wanting more. It creates a sort of imaginary scarcity around a thing, right? And from a business standpoint, it makes sense. But like I said, let me start with the cons first. I think it can be unhealthy if it's not used correctly, right? If it's used as because exclusivity can very quickly become gatekeeping. And it becomes gatekeeping because the exclusivity of it is making the choice as to who is allowed in and who is not allowed in, right? The gatekeeping then keeps a certain demographic of people out, and it makes that choice as opposed to an exclusivity that allows people to kind of select themselves in. I'll talk about that in just a second. So there's a real danger to it. I mean, unless that's how you want to build your thing, but like all that does, that type of exclusivity is inflate, falsely inflate ego and significance in people because the exclusivity is arbitrary anyways and completely made up. Right. So if you create this type of exclusivity in the communities that you're building and in the business that you're building, then you're making a choice for people as opposed to letting them choose for themselves. You are intentionally excluding certain demographic of people. And for me, as a business practice, that makes zero sense because you want to be as inclusive as possible. My philosophy around business and especially around creating a brand and the education and the information in this influencer space is to be as inclusive as possible, to be as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. And I'm not going to decide for you whether or not, you should not listen to my stuff. I mean, that's crazy, right? That would be absolutely insane for me as a business owner. So for me, it's all about inclusivity. And the exclusivity part comes in the fact that, like I said, you just self-select yourself into whatever level of inclusivity or exclusivity that you want to participate in my business model. For example, this podcast, absolutely free, right? And so much of my online content, my content creation and publishing that's out there on the social spheres, in the online world is absolutely free. Now you take it to another level of exclusivity. If you become part of my Facebook community, the Redefine community, it's a private group. Absolutely free still, but because it's a private group, because people have to do more to access that particular community, then I give more there, right? I give more there. I go live twice a week right now because I'm so busy, but I give more value there because people have selected themselves in and taken an extra step. So therefore, I'm going to take an extra step. It's more exclusive. Now you take it one more level, still free, my email newsletter, right? People have to select themselves in to be part of that newsletter. You have to give up your email. In return, I give you more exclusivity. I give you a weekly email, right? I give you an email where I provide you value, a newsletter that gives you more information and more insight and more value. And then, of course, we get to, the courses, the online courses, right? The virtual classes that I've done this year. Again, you have to opt into that value. Happens only once, and the people that select themselves in get that tremendous value. I don't repeat that stuff ever. And then, of course, we get to the paid stuff like the Redefine Network Marketing event that's happening on May 4, 5, and 6. That's a paid course. So people select themselves into that level of value. They're going to get more exclusive content. It's not me excluding anybody. It's actually people selecting themselves into whatever level of exclusivity they want to participate in, right? And that's the beauty of this business model. That's the beauty of this this particular funnel. That's the beauty of online marketing and content marketing, right? Because it's not exclusivity in the sense that you're only allowing certain people in. It's exclusivity that's open to everybody. It's just they get to decide what level they want to participate in. Right? That's an effective use of exclusivity, because remember, again, sales psychology, people want exclusivity, right? People want access to things that not everybody has access to. People want goods and products that not everybody wants. And you can use that to your advantage, but do it in a way that's healthy and that actually is very, very inclusive to everybody. Continue to serve everybody at every level and allow them to select themselves into whatever level of exclusivity they want to participate in. It's really, really simple. And I think if you employ this in your business, if you employ this strategy, it's going to work very well for you. It's working pretty well for me thus far, and I'm not the only one. This is a model that I've observed in very, very successful high achievers in this field, and so I'm just modeling that. And you can too. Of course, if you have any more questions about this particular principle, come join us on our Facebook community, facebook.com/group/redefine community. The link is in the show notes of this episode. And of course, if you haven't registered yet for the Redefine Network Marketing event happening May 4, 5, and 6, today, May 1st, is the last day for the early bird pricing. Midnight tonight, the early bird pricing will expire. It'll be full price from here on out. After that, so make sure you register ronniecruz.com/redefine. Link is also in the show notes of this episode. So that's going to do it for today. More from me tomorrow, of course. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.